Came right over. Thought that I might help with the packing. I love the look of packing crates. A household and a preparation for a journey. It depresses some people, but for me, it's another feeling. Full of the flow of life. Do you understand? Movement, progress. It makes me think of Africa.
Africa?
What kind of a mood is this? Have I not told you how deeply you move me?
He gave away the money, Asagai.
Who gave away what money?
My brother. The insurance money. He gave it all away.
Who gave it away?
He made an investment with a man who Travis wouldn't have even trusted.
And it's just gone.
Gone.
I'm very sorry, Alana. And now, what's of you?
Me? Me? Me, I'm nothing me. When I was very young, we used to take our sleds out in the wintertime, and the only snow we had, the only hills we had were the ice-covered stone steps down the street. And we fill them with snow and make them smooth and just slide down them all day. It was very dangerous, far too steep, you know? And sure enough, a kid named Rufus came down too fast and hit the sidewalk. And his face just split open right there in front of us. I remember thinking, looking at his bloody open face, saying to myself, that's the end of Rufus. But then the ambulance came and they took him to the hospital and fixed up the broken bones and sewed them all up. And the next time I saw Rufus, he had just a little line right there in the center of his face. He never got over that.
Over what?
That was what one human being could do for another. Fix them up, sew up the problem, make them all right again. That was the most marvelous thing in the world. I wanted to do that. I always thought it was the one concrete thing that a human being could do. Fix up the sick, make them whole again. This was truly being God.
You wanted to be God?
No. I wanted to cure. It used to be so important to me. I wanted to cure. I used to care about people and how their bodies hurt.
And you stopped caring?
Yes, I think so.
Why?
Because it doesn't seem deep enough, close enough to what ails mankind. It was a child's way of seeing things, or an idealist.
Children see things very well sometimes. An idealist even better.
I know that's what you think. Because you're still where I left off. You still care. You still think you can patch up the world. You with all your talks and dreams about Africa. You still think you can cure the great sore of colonialism with the penicillin of independence.
Yes.
Independence, and then what? What about all the crooks and thieves and just plain idiots who come into power to steal and plunder the same as before? Only now they'll be black, and they'll do it all in the name of the new independence. What about them?
That will be a problem for another time. First, we must get there.
And where does it end?
End. Whoever spoke of an end to life, to living?
To misery, to stupidity. Don't you see there isn't any real progress, Asagai? There's just one large circle that we all march in, around and around, each of us with our own little picture up in front of us, our own little mirage of what we think is the future.
That is the mistake.
What?
What you said about a circle. There isn't a circle. It is simply a long line, as in geometry, you know, one that curves into infinity. And because we cannot see the end, we also cannot see how it would change. And this is very odd. But those who see the changes, who dream, who will not give up, they are called idealists. And the ones who only see our circle, they call each other realists.
Asagai, when I was in that bed in there sleeping, people came and just took the future right out of my hands. Nobody asked me. They just went out and changed my life.
Was it your money?
What?
Was it your money he gave you?
It belonged to all of us.
Did you earn it? Would you have even had it if your father had not died?
No.
Then, isn't there something wrong in the home, in the world, Were dreams good or bad depends on the depth of it. I know about to see you like this alive. Your brother has made a mistake, and you are grateful to him that you would give up on the alien human race account of it. You talk about what good is anything, what good is struggle, where are we going and why are we bound?
And you cannot answer it.
I live the answer. In my village, it is the exceptional man who can read a news book or sees a newspaper at all. I will go home. And much of the things I will have to say will seem strange to the people of my village. But I will teach and work. And things will happen slowly and swiftly. At times it will seem as if nothing has happened at all. And then there's certain dramatic events that make history leap into the future. And quiet again. Retrogression even. Guns, murder, revolution. And I even will have my moments where I will wonder if the quiet was not better than all the death and hatred. But I will look about in my village at the literacy, disease, and ignorance, and I will not wander alone. And perhaps I will be a great man. I mean, perhaps I will hold on to the substance of truth. And perhaps for it I will be butchered in my dead bed some night by the servants of empire.
The martyr.
Well, perhaps I will live to be a very old man, respected and esteemed in my new nation. And perhaps I shall hold office. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, life. That perhaps the things I believe for my country will become wrong and outmoded. And I would do terrible things to have things my way or to merely keep my power. Don't you see? There will be young men and women, not preacher souls, but my own black countrymen, to step out of the shadows one night and slit my thin, useless throat. Don't you see? They have always been there, and that they always will be. And that such a thing as my death will only be an advance, actually, replenishing all that I once was.
Well, that's the guy, I know all of that.
Good. You stop your moaning and groaning, and tell me what you plan to do.
Do?
Yes. I have a bit of a suggestion.
What?
That when it's all over, you come home with
This moment you decide to be a romantic?
My dear young preacher of the new world, I do not mean across the city. I mean across the ocean, home to Africa.
Africa?
300 years later, the black princess rose out of the sea and swept the black maiden back across the Middle Passage in which her ancestors had first come.
To Nigeria?
Nigeria, home. I will show you our moons and our stars, and give you cool drinks from our gourds, and teach you the songs and the ways of our old people. And in time, perhaps we will pretend that you have only been gone for a day. Say that you'll come.
You're getting me all mixed up.
Why?
Too much has happened. Too many things today. I don't know what I feel about anything. I'm just going to sit here and think.
Then I shall leave. No, don't. You just sit a while and think. Never be afraid to sit a while and think. So often I had looked at you and said to myself, so this is what the new world has finally brought forth.
Yes, just look at what the new world has finally brought forth. Just look. Monsieur le petit bourgeois and boy himself. Entrepreneur, symbol of a rising class. Did you dream of yachts today on Lake Michigan, brother?